talk about an ex-Giant that is officially retiring. So we talked about Ellerson Smith last week there, as Jay brought it up in the comments there. Richie James also calling it quits now too, as well. So, um, listen, I think he's going to have, I want to say like a big spot per se, but he's that guy that we're going to remember him years down the road just because of the year he played with us. You know, he was that guy in 2022 that kind of popped up out of nowhere and became a decent target for the Giants when no one expected anything from him. Like literally, he played 3 years in San Francisco, had 689 yards in those 3 years. Didn't play a single game in 21. Comes to the Giants, career high 57 catches, 569 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Now, much of that, let's be very frank, is the fact that we had no wide receivers whatsoever, especially at the beginning of the year. And for whatever reason, the Giants were determined not to use Darius Slayton. I'm not sure still what happened there.
Yeah,
but you still had, I mean, if you think about the receivers we had that year, guys, it was Darius Slayton, Richie James, and Isaiah Hodgins for the last half. That's the trio. Let this also reiterate how much better our wide receiver room has gotten with Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, and Wan'Dale Robinson, by the way, because that's a huge upgrade from just a couple of years ago. He did play in 23 in Kansas City, had just 10 catches for 114 yards. He did announce his retirement on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it now. He said, "It took time, but I have come to realize I'm retired from the NFL. 7th round out of MTSU. I feel like I was just a ball player to last that long. Unfortunately, my knee never healed properly. I was playing hurt since 22. Oh, well, I gave everything I got to the game of football." Now, the one thing I do hate to see is the 22 part in that. Because, again, we talked about, what year do you play with us?
22.
Yeah. So, not going to help, that's for sure, the Giants' history overall, because it was a knee injury that he had in 2022. Now, I don't know if he got that at MetLife Stadium. I don't have that recollection. I did look for it there. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a shame. I like the kid. I thought he was a fun guy overall when he was in the locker room in 22. You saw good interviews with him. He seemed like a nice person overall. But 29 years old, he's officially retired. Gets to retire with some money, obviously. You know, that's the one thing I can't feel too bad for these kids on. You got to play professional sports. You got a little bit of money. You know, and let's see. In his career, he made $4.9 million. So just shy of $5 million. So we're not going to shed a lot of tears for him, but still, it sucks to be done at 9.
Yeah, especially when, he's not going to break anyone's bank if you sign him up on a practice squad. Like, but he could have a long career if he was healthy, a longer career, not maybe the longest, but he was serviceable.
Yeah, Jason, I liked Richie James. I think special, but he can get it done and do some things. And they says he had a knee injury from the Niners. Yeah, the knee injury he had with the Niners actually is why he didn't play in 21 at all before the Giants signed him. I don't know if it was the same knee or not that he hurt in 22 with the Giants.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's just the Giants thing, though, is knee injuries thanks to the turf at MetLife Stadium. Now, keep in mind, 22 is the old turf, not this new turf we're using now that has actually cut down on some of the knee injuries, though I still think we should get grass. So he was, towards the end of that devious turf we had for years there at the new MetLife Stadium here since it opened up. I gotta wonder though, will we always remember him for the Seattle game?
Probably.
The two fumbles that he had on punt returns,
which put Adoree Jackson back there.
Yeah, which caused Adoree Jackson to get injured as well. It's the circle of injuries.
Yeah.
But
and it tears everyone's knee up.
I feel like that's part of his legacy with the Giants, because we all remember that game. We all remember it was him with those 2 fumbles. But again, he was the guy that we kind of put back there that wasn't even prepared to be a punt returner necessarily. Like just kind of the way it went, because we didn't have good punt returners. Hence why Adoree Jackson eventually had to go out and go too. So Like I said, we wish him nothing but the best. Though once a Giant, always a Giant. He'll definitely, even though 1 year only, he definitely falls in that category for me. So
yeah.
All righty. Well,
wait a minute, Drew. I think
what?
there's a bit of news that you did forget about to put into
What?
today. It's about Thibodeaux and a little bit of Luminor going on at Twitter.
Go and do tell, because I didn't. Listen. I'm out.
So first of all, this puts some context. Thibodeaux puts up earlier today. It might have been late last night that he's doing some wrestling, double singles to get better at takedowns. So this way he could, be better sack artist. So he puts this thing out on Instagram. I think at Facebook too. It goes around social media. And he puts on there as he's doing his drills with his coach. I'm not sure which where he's training at right now. I saw somewhere in New England possibly, but he's in the video saying, I didn't finish. I had 4 or 5 sacks that were half sacks last year. That is because I couldn't finish the sack myself. He goes, I've missed a lot. I missed some sacks. So I'm here to finish. Get to the top of the situation. You come out better. And you just see him shooting some doubles, some singles. And he goes back and forth. So like he's still going to improve. But yeah, Luminor being a troll, which is fantastic. Because he's not a wrestler. He plays football. But some of those guys, that's what they go back and forth in high school. It was a common thing where Drew and I went to school. A lot of line guys.
Football and wrestled.
Luminor goes on, slow ass seagull legs. I'm going to ankle pick this man and pin him in the first period, which caused him to go back, shut your mouth, fat ass or fat boy.
Oh my God. You the chance to
listen,
now,
you're just not around a button.
What's crazy is you do realize that when they canceled the practice early was about a month ago. It's because Thibodeaux really threw a punch at Luminor.
Oh, yes.
So that also adds some intrigue into that as well, that fun part there. But yeah, like I said, it's a little craziness, but this is what happens in the off season.
Yeah.
Things get said, things get done. People are bored.
I want to say kudos to Luminor. Yeah, he was working on singles and singles and doubles, single cut doubles. So, we're trying to tackle and not going to fit on this. You kind of have to, grab around the waist, grab around the knees, ankles, go for a finish. So, working with a wrestling team.
So
it looks like a good organization.
Maybe a little cross-face chicken wing.
Yeah. Also, he sacks him and puts him in a bow and arrow cradle. Like, bro, you're done.
You're poor.
Cross-face cradle with the mask.
I like how you're using actual terms, and I'm usually WWF, not even WWE. I'm going WWF style on this.
RKO out of nowhere.
Jay's got the Boston Crab.
The Walls of Jericho.
The Tombstone. The pile driver.
Like real water boy stuff.
Water sucks.
No.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging
begging you. Please subscribe.